Okay, where's the camera? Is it here? Yeah. Okay, so since there has been so much going on in the organization right now, I just had a few things that I wanted to say about the Borg. It's been obvious to me for a long while that the timeline of the Jehovah's Witnesses has been running out. They're running out of time. And they've come out with new light a few times that has helped bolster their claim and give them some more time. And they say why it has to change and why the timeline changed. But before the last instance of new light, I knew that something was coming down the pike. I knew that they had a change, a new light coming. I had an inkling. So I had noticed that they had referred to 1975 about how the organization never said that the end of the world was coming in 75, even though, we know that's not true. And they have no idea where people could have got that idea. Meanwhile, we know for certain that they were proclaiming it and even have recordings of them and literature of them saying 1975 the world was coming to an end. So we know why people thought the world was coming to an end. But anyway, I had noticed that they had used that reference. I noticed that they were continuously bigging up their helpers and saying how important they were and how much they were needed to the faithful and discreet slave and imperative and whatnot. And then I also had noticed that they were getting clever with their message. I mean, they're not clever, but in some ways they were getting clever with their message of impending doom. They don't use dates. Of course, they can't use dates anymore because they'll face the issue they faced in 1975. But they would use the ominous perils of war. Like, how Tony likes to brag about burnt hot dogs, maggots eating people, whatnot, and boom, there it was. We get the new light. So after I had grown up believing all of my life, I had grown up believing that the governing body would help be there, the 144,000 would help be there to usher in the new system. We find out, actually, shocker, they might not be there for when the new system comes. Now, obviously, we freaking know that the new system, that's all like bogus, right? So now we find out that the governing body could be long gone before Armageddon comes. And here's Tony Morris, the man who's been bragging about end of times and seeing these charcoal burnt bodies and the maggots and the blood up to his knees and all this stuff that he can't wait to see. He's not going to be there to help participate? Oh my gosh. He must be just so disappointed, heartbroken about that, right? I mean, we all knew like something was coming. At some point they'd have to face the fact that the end of times are never going to happen, especially not during their time. So they had to try to change that narrative. So there's that new light that they won't be there when Armageddon comes. Just millions of people changed their lives on the belief that the new system would be around the corner any day. And now we learn that could be a long ass time before Armageddon comes. Many of us didn't even think we would live to see our teens. I know I certainly didn't think I would live to see my teenage years. Shit, didn't know I'd be here in my 40s, but here I am. Crickets, where's that new system? Yeah, it's not coming. Now with the original 1914 members long gone, so they were supposed to be the original chosen ones, so they had to have new light and had generations, which gave them more time, pushed the timeline out further. And now they have the newest light, which means the chosen ones won't even be there for Armageddon. Is that why the governing body is ushering in the helpers and saying how important they are and have to pass on the torch to them? In some ways, they're softening the blow because the governing body members are eventually going to fall by the wayside. And is that going to cause a mass exodus? Maybe they're trying to help keep the exodus from happening by admitting that they won't be here for Armageddon. Armageddon is a long way away. Will we see some kind of hostile takeover like that happened when Rutherford took over in the 1930s? I don't know. But this new light was but that last new light was That was heavy. That was pretty big. I think it was pretty big. What do y'all think? Anyway, that was what I wanted to talk about. I don't think I have anything else, but I have a lot more coming. Oopsie. I have a lot more coming. All right.